Hey, in this video, I will showcase art of the possible with large language models and multimodal large language models. There are three use cases I'll demonstrate with this Streamlit app I built. The common theme across these use cases is that we will leverage a multimodal large language model to generate text, audio, and images, and then create a video using those assets. Before I get going with the rest of the video, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video if you find the remainder of the video helpful and or useful and or interesting. Thank you. Also, I will share a link to the code that created this Streamlit app, and I'll walk through some of the key functions that I have built in that code towards the end of the video. All right, so stick around for that. All right, the first use case I have put together is where we're going to upload a PDF document or a presentation, and then I wanted to take each of those slides in that presentation and have a large language model or multimodal large language model summarize each page. And so the text that I get back, I'm going to convert that into audio. So in the end, what we will have is an MP4 file with that presentation with audio narration of the summary for each of the slides. So I'm going to walk through this. You'll see what I mean by that. All right. As usual, I have some options here in terms of large language model you want to use. I usually stick with Gemini 1.5 Flash. So that's what I'm going to use. So the one thing that's required here is that we're going to have to provide the path and the file name to your PDF presentation. You can rewrite the code so that you can actually just upload the presentation instead of typing all this in. So this is where it's located. I believe that's the name of the file. Okay, and then it's going to ask me for a prompt. So basically, now that I've given it the provided the PDF, it actually goes in. The code will take the PDF presentation and slice each slide out. So it will create an image for each of those slides, and then we're going to feed each one of them into Gemini 1.5 Flash and say, hey, read this image and summarize that for me. So that's the prompt we need to provide. Like, what do we want to do? The image is, I don't know, something like financial earnings report. Please provide let's say please provide key takeaways and I don't know, let's say 30 words or less. So it's going to take each of those. In my case, there are 5 slides. It's basically, I'll show you the document. I've used this in some prior videos as well to test out different vision models. So it's 5 pages, and this is a bank earnings report presentation that's publicly available. So it's fitting it something. Most of us are typically going to be working with charts and tables and things like that. All right, so here it's running. It's taking each of those slides, feeding it as an image into Gemini 1.5 Flash and saying, hey, summarize it. And then when it gets that text, it converts. I'm using text to speech from Google to convert the text into audio. So, hey, let's just check out what it did. It's 48 seconds long. I'm not going to play all of it, but I do want you guys to see what I have done here. So we took that presentation, and for each of the slides, we got the text summary, converted the text into audio, and then I created a MP4 for each of the slides by taking the image, overlaying the audio for each of the slides, and I concatenated all of that into one final video, and it's this guy. Let's take a listen.
PNC's credit quality remains strong with declining non-performing loans, delinquencies, and net charge-offs. PNC's Q1 2023 income increased significantly compared to both Q1 2022 and Q4 2022. This growth was driven by strong net interest income. PNC's Q3 2023 revenue declined slightly, but operating...
All right, you get the gist. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm not saying this is, what you would want to do, but I'm showing you art of the possible with how you can leverage large language models, multimodal large language models, to help you with taking text, images, and audios and converting videos. So this is just something that I came up with in my head, but if you have, I'm giving you the code so you can try out different things. All right, so that's the first use case. The second one is something where, let's say you wanted to create a video for your certain product or a sales video or a marketing video. You want to create a marketing ad. Like, typically you're not going to create your own marketing ad. You have agencies that do that for you. But in any case, it's art of the possible. So what I want to do is I'm going to say, hey, give me 3 images. That's what we'll do. Give me 3 images, and the category is, and you'll get the gist of what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to, let's pretend I want to create an ad for mortgage targeted to first-time home buyers. And instead of name of the product, I should have said, target audience. In any case, so I have a pre-written prompt where it takes this field, these 3 different fields, and plugs them in here. So the prompt basically is to say, give me 3 different image descriptions that I'll use to generate images, etc., etc. The reason I did this is that models like image creation models like Imagen 3 and even DALL-E 3, they're going to be careful about asking for human person sort of images. So I basically said, do not include person, human in the image description. So I wanted to be as specific as possible, but in the code, I'll show you that later, you could have easily had a input box here for the user to provide the prompt for you, right? And then in this case, it went through, so the model gave us 3 different image descriptions. Each of the description, then also, not each of the description, I also asked for a script. I said, so give me the 3 image descriptions, 3 scenes, and give me a script. So then it created image 1, image 2, image 3. It took the script, which was text, converted that into audio, and then put it all together into this final, sort of make-believe marketing ad for a mortgage product targeted to first-time home buyers. Let's check it out. And in this case, I'm using DALL-E 3 instead of Imagen 3. But I gave you in the code the option to use either one. So let's take a quick listen.
Imagine owning your dream home. With a mortgage, you can make that dream a reality. Secure your future, build equity, and unlock the joy of homeownership. Contact us today and let's make it happen. Imagine owning your dream home.
All right, so there you go. So again, this is art of the possible. I'm trying to demonstrate what could be done by leveraging these models to give you text, give you images, give you audio, and then packaging that together to create a video. All right, the last one is create slideshow from pictures. So yeah, for example, go on a vacation and there's a whole lot of pictures that we take, and let's say there's like 20, 30 pictures we like, and we want to create an album, and not only just create an album, but say, hey, let's overlay some audio on top, and that you can share with others, etc. So the idea here is that if you have a bunch of pictures, photos, and you want to create an album and put some music on top of it. So that's basically what this is doing. So here, there's no really using any language models here. So I got to provide the path, And again, you could have easily, with my code, you can convert this into where you can upload all these things. I believe this is the path. Provide path to your pictures you want to convert into a slideshow. Audio file. Okay. So this is how I built it, but you could do this so that no one has to type things in. You could just upload things. YT demo 2. I believe this is the name of the file. If not, I'll get an error. Provide a file path where I want to store this. Okay, so users, Avi Patel, documents, I don't know, final output. Yeah, I'm going to create an MP4, but you can do WebM, whatever. So MP4, this is, so I'm going to name it final output. So here we go. So in this case, I'm literally taking some random images that I have on my computer. And most of them came from me playing around with Imagen 3 and things like that. So, so this video is not made to make sense. It's just to demonstrate how you can take some number of images, overlay and create a photo album, and overlay some music on top. So we'll give it a quick listen. And even the audio file that I'm using, I just happened to find one on my computer and I used it. All right, you get the gist. All right, so again, I just wanted to show you what can be done anymore with audio and images and text, and you can create videos out of it. So this third final use case had really nothing to do with large language models, but since I had to do this this summer, we came back from a family vacation, and the wife wanted to gave me a challenge, like, hey, figure out you know how to code, figure out how you could create a album, and here's the music I want to put on top of it. So I had to figure this out. So I'm going to give this to you, the code. So there you go, the 3 use cases, right? So first was to narrate or a PDF presentation, create some marketing ad or a product video, sales video, etc. by taking images and audio and putting a video together. That's sort of the common theme here. All right, so here is where I'm going to quickly walk you through my code. There's a link in the description that will take you to my GitHub repo. So what's required of you is you got to have an OpenAI API key, Google API key, and I use Vertex. You'll need a Google project if you want to use text-to-speech, but you can use Whisper or any number of other solutions out there. So that's what's required. You got to have those API keys in order to use this code. And my one assumption is that if you're going to use my code, that you have, that's my one ask, is that there some working knowledge of Python. Okay, so here's the main code where there are 3 choices depending on the choice that you select. What happens? So let's start with the first one that I did, narrating or a PDF presentation. So basically, by providing that path and all that, it goes into that folder and makes sure if there are any files, it deletes them out and all that. So, and then I use this library to take each of those slides and parse them out. So I have an image for each of the slide, and in my case, I'm using Gemini 1.5 model. And then basically it's going to go and take the image file and take the prompt, which was to summarize that slide. And once I get the text, I put it, I'm using the text-to-speech model to convert the text into audio, and then here's the so it takes all of that, and then this function here, I'll walk you through this function, create video from images. So it takes those 5 slides in my case with the audio on top of it, takes each of the slides and takes the audio summary for that slide and create an MP4. So in my case, I would have 5 of those, and then this function concatenates those 5 into one. So the other ones, you can kind of walk through it yourself. I did my best to provide explanation so you know what's going on with each of these functions and stuff. So here's the main guy here. This is the guy that create video from images. So we have to provide this different things, where the images are, where the audio file is, what's the name and location of your final file, etc. The key here is image display duration and resolution. So let me walk you through that. In order for us to do this, we have to standardize the resolution. So in my case, I just I'm using 800 by 640. So you can use whatever size you want, but you got to standardize it. So you got to use the same resolution for each of the images that you're trying to concatenate and create a video. All right, and then where is it? This is something I want to tell you about what I did here. So in my case, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the audio duration. So if it's 20 seconds long and I have 5 images, I want each image to show up for 5, let's say 5 and 20, so 4 seconds, right? And so that's what I'm doing here. However, if you have in mind that I want to just in my marketing ad video, I wanted to, or in the final one that I did, I wanted to just sort of like rotate the slides, but I wanted each slide to show up for 2 seconds only. And even if I only had 5 slides and the audio is 20 seconds, right? Like it will just rotate through. So in that case, you would just comment this guy out and everything else will work fine, because image display duration, in my case, I said 2 seconds. If you wanted to show up for 4 seconds, you would put in 4. So hey, read all these comments here. It will make sense, trust me. And some of these other helper functions that you need, like concatenating videos, etc. It's all yours. If you're planning to use this code, make sure if you haven't used MoviePie before that you install. And for some of you, if you install MoviePie library, you might get an error. So I've found that by installing this specific version, it will work. And if you're going to use text to speech, make sure you download that library. And if you don't have some of these things, you're going to need to download them. Okay. All right. I hope you found this helpful and or useful and or interesting. And if so, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. Hope you found this helpful. And again, it's just showcasing art of the possible. Until next time.